Hi, my name's Kelly. I've decided I want to put together several videos about my journey of exclusively pumping for my beautiful baby boy Zachary, who is now 5 months old, and he has had nothing but breast milk from day one, thanks to a little help from this Medela pump, and then slight upgrade. I hired this one just to make my life a bit easier, but I did start with this one for a good couple of months, so I'm going to explain my story and how I made exclusive pumping really work for me. So I've always been quite into natural organic products. I try to eat well and eat as naturally as possible, because obviously nowadays, you know, we're more and more aware of how good it is for your health and longevity to, you know, keep a really healthy, balanced diet. I went to NCT antenatal classes, and the NCT was also a very big advocate of babies having breast milk, which just confirmed that I wanted my baby to have breast milk, which I already knew, but you know, that just sort of reinforced my beliefs. There are many benefits of breast milk. The antibodies, for one, was a major selling point for me. The closeness, the bonding, just everything about it really appealed to me and who I am as a person, and I really wanted to do that for my baby. So basically I was quite naive about the whole breastfeeding process. Having been to a breastfeeding class, I assumed, you know, yes, it might be a little bit difficult in the beginning to get a good latch, and you know, you might have some sort of teething problems, so to speak, but you know, once you're over that first hurdle, you'll be absolutely fine. So unfortunately it didn't really go down like that for me. I didn't really have the birth that I expected. I was hoping to be in a birthing pool and to, you know, have minimal pain relief. I actually had a very epic birthing situation, and I know everyone's experiences is different, and maybe some people are more hardcore than I am and they wouldn't have needed pain relief in this situation, but I was absolutely screaming out for everything under the sun by the end of it. I had forceps suction, was in the pool. It took about 2.5 days in total, and it all ended up in an emergency C-section. And I know some people have C-sections and they recover fairly quickly and they don't have a lot of abdomen pain, but my scar was incredibly swollen. It was really inflamed. The whole area from my sort of belly button downwards was like just so sensitive, just so painful. I remember the first day out of the hospital back at the house, trying to sit up in my bed, and literally like I felt like there was no muscles or anything left whatsoever, and just crying because I felt so useless. So holding my son and trying to breastfeed naturally was always a struggle, because there was always this pressure down here. Not to mention, I also became engorged. I didn't really have a very good letdown reflex. My milk didn't come in straight away. I think because I hadn't had a natural birth. Like some people say that you don't get the same chemical reaction because your body doesn't actually know that you've given birth because you've had a C-section, so your milk takes longer to come in, which is I think what happened to me. Again, I know that it's different for everyone. I know other people that had C-sections and didn't have any problems, so that's fine. I'm glad for them, but I wasn't as lucky. So going from there, I started researching about pumping, and I'd already brought this little thing prior to my baby being born, because I'd always hoped that, you know, I'd be able to do a bit of pumping and have a bit of a combination, and, you know, be able to leave milk behind when he was a little bit older so that other people could feed him, and I could go, you know, back to work part-time eventually, and all of that sort of thing. I didn't expect to use it as much as I started to. So my research led me to finding out about exclusive pumping, and basically exclusive pumping is where, you know, you sort of stop having a baby on your breast and you just exclusively pump. So the guidelines that I sort of found out through trial and error was to pump in between every feed. So every time I had my baby on one breast and he'd have, you know, a 15-20 minute feed, I would then come downstairs and immediately put the pump on the opposite breast and do an equal amount of time on that breast. Sometimes when he was more hungry, he would eat from both breasts, so I would come downstairs and I would then put the pump on both breasts to, like, even though sometimes my breast would be completely empty, so I wouldn't be getting any more milk, I would do it because my research had led me to find out that by doing this, you're basically giving signals to your boobs that your baby still needs more food, and so that the next time they feed there'll be more of a supply. Moving on from there, I went into pumping every 3 hours religiously, and again I watched YouTube videos and I read lots of articles about it, and they all seem to say the same thing, you know, that if you really persevere and dig in for a few days, just really discipline yourself to pumping religiously every 3 hours for, you know, 15-20 minutes, or as long as you can bear, then your milk supply will really come in and you'll really have a good foundation and a great supply to, you know, then go on to gradually bring that down to a more sort of sustainable level of pumping. So I'll continue about that in my videos that are coming up next. Thank you for watching.